How's it going, guys? My name is Zach with the Movie Castle, and today we're going to be talking about Masters of Horror, Season 1, Episode 2, Dreams in the Witch House, although this DVD of Season 1 has it at Episode 3. I don't know why they mixed them up, but according to IMDb, Episode 2. This is Dreams in the Witch House, directed by Stuart Gordon, starring Stuart Gordon, and based on a story by H.P. Lovecraft. So if you're familiar with Stuart Gordon, you know he's done some H.P. Lovecraft adaptations, most famous for Reanimator. He also did From Beyond, and then Castle Freak, all with Jeffrey Combs in them. He's not in this episode, but you know it for that. And he also did Dagon a while later. But yeah, no Jeffrey Combs in this, unfortunately. But anyway, so yeah, if he's gonna adapt more H.P. Lovecraft stuff, I'll check it out. You know, he's done some really good work in the past. I'll check it out. This one is about a physics student. He needs a cheap room. He's at Miskatonic University going to college, so he needs to save money wherever he can, and he gets the cheapest possible room. It's in this boarding house. He has a landlord that doesn't really want to fix anything. There's rats running around the walls, but he ain't gonna pay for that. He has a couple neighbors. A neighbor on the first floor that's an old man who seems to have something he's hiding, and his next door neighbor on his floor is a young woman with a baby who he starts to really like. But he goes in there. He's studying physics, and he's trying to think about how dimensions might have points where they intersect, and you could, in theory, travel between the two dimensions. And he's, thinking about just parts where reality could collide. And he's testing things on a computer, and he looks at this weird corner of his room, and he feeds that into the computer, and he gets some good results. I don't really know how that works, but he begins to suspect that, luckily, or unluckily, if you know the rest of the story, for him, there might be one of these points where the dimensions intercross right there in his room. A dimensional intersection right there. Of course, you can't just hop into it or anything. It's nothing like that. So he begins to study and think about this and wonder if he can get across. Unfortunately for him as well, though, after he starts sleeping in there, he starts to have these weird dreams. He dreams about a witch, and the witch's hench person is a rat with a human face on it. And he goes, oh man, these are just weird dreams. But according to the man downstairs, these may not just be weird dreams. These might be something he should take very, very seriously. But anyway, it's not quite this episode. If you're familiar with Gordon's other H.P. Lovecraft stuff, those are usually pretty high energy, and there's some crazy stuff in there. I mean, especially Reanimator, really fun. This is more quiet, down to earth, and more contemplative, although I do really miss the crazy Gordon adaptations. And the budget with this also is kind of a problem. Masters of Horror was always kind of, low budget, and the rat with the human face minion that the witch has really, really suffers from the budget. One thing I do want to say, though, that is a positive is there is the Necronomicon in this movie, in this show, and the design of the Necronomicon is a fun little reference to Sam Raimi's design for it, so that's cool. And this whole thing, while it is more subdued, does build to a pretty satisfying climax when he goes and he actually has to, see the witch. It does build to some pretty cool stuff, but it is slower in the beginning, and then after the climax, there's it kind of keeps going for way too long, and there is a few things after the climax that I wasn't really a fan of. But that being said, there is some good here. There's a lot that could have been better. There could have been more crazy horror stuff happening in the beginning, and the fact that this isn't really crazy is also another thing that's like, it could have been better that way. And the budget really does hit the rat guy pretty hard. Overall, this is a good, not really great episode of Masters of Horror. I've definitely seen worse. This is a fine watch, but nothing to really go too far out of your way for. If you're watching them all, this is fun. If you want to see Gordon, it's fun. So yeah, good. Not great, but fine. It's fine. I'll be covering more Masters of Horror later. I mean, they got lots of directors here, and a lot of whom I'm really, really big fans of and have collected a lot of their other works. So I'll definitely be coming back to Masters of Horror, talking about more episodes, and look forward to that soon. I do lots of horror here. Pretty much, 95% horror, at least on this channel. So I'll be back soon for another either horror movie or horror TV. More horror on the channel coming up. To everyone who's liked and subscribed, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys again very soon. You really are helping the channel out. Everyone who's liked and subscribed, thank you. That being said, have a good day. I'll see you again next time. Have a good day.